from the University of Laverne. This is Foothill Community News.
Hello and welcome to a new edition of Foothill Community News from the University of Laverne. I'm Taylor Moore.
And I'm Michelle Roldan. A big change is coming for a quick meal that is a favorite for college students. Cup of Noodle Soup will not only have a new look, but a new environmental mission. Reporter Jasmine Soria explains.
Cup of Noodles, the popular instant noodle soup, is a quick and easy meal for many college students with busy schedules and no time to cook.
If there's nothing else to eat, like no cereal or nothing, like mom didn't bring no groceries real quick, I would eat it if it's there on top of the fridge.
Although the package says do not microwave, many people, like the students I spoke with, ignore the warning or weren't aware of it.
But I usually just stick it in the microwave because it's super easy.
Yeah, I still put it in the microwave.
The reason you can't microwave it is because the soup's container is made of polystyrene, and when exposed to the high temperatures of a microwave, it can melt and release harmful chemicals. The containers are also bad for the environment.
To get and harvest styrene, we need to essentially use fossil fuels. Okay, so it's not a renewable source. So conversely, if you go with recycled paper, paper comes from a renewable source, which are trees, right? So we have something that's more sustainable.
Last month, Nissin Foods, the company that makes Cup of Noodles, announced it's changing its packaging to a recyclable paper cup that will make it microwavable. In a press release, the company's president and CEO, Michael Price, said that Cup of Noodles will continue to have that same satisfying taste and iconic look, and the company will continue to find ways to support customers' needs and support the environment. The new cup will be made of 40% recycled fiber and a sleeve made of 100% recycled paper and no longer have a plastic wrap. The new packaging makes the noodles microwavable and ready to eat in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The change of packaging is part of the Earth Food Challenge 2030 with the goal to use sustainable sources and environmental friendly packaging. The noodles will be available in stores early 2024. I'm Jasmine Soria reporting for Foothill Community News.
A fast snack is one thing, but access to healthy food is something we all need. However, inflation and the high cost of food can make eating nutritiously a challenge. A local food bank is helping out with discounted food for the holidays and year-round. Reporter Aidan Balderas has the story.
We all love the yearly Thanksgiving feast, but the cost can be too expensive for many families. The Pomona Valley Food Bank has helped make it affordable for low-income families for 37 years.
We supply to organizations that are providing to families family meals, and we give them gravies, turkeys, a lot of the different products that they pick up.
The organization distributes food to social service agencies and local food pantries, and it also sells food at rock-bottom prices to the public. Bundle packages that include 4 boxes filled with food ranging from bread, produce, canned and dry goods, to snacks and desserts cost $30. 2 boxes cost $20. The package is estimated to be $400 total and can feed 5 people for 1 to 2 weeks. Buyers also had the chance to walk around and find the perfect turkey and ham that they could add to their purchase at no cost. There was also cranberry sauce and stuffing for the occasion too. Christine Jones works for a nonprofit organization and is making Thanksgiving baskets to give away to local families.
Here at the food bank, we'll be able to get turkeys, hams, stuffing, desserts, drinks, everything to make a full Thanksgiving meal. And for many of the families, it may mean the difference between having a Thanksgiving dinner and not.
Owner of the Pomona Valley Food Bank, Alan Espinoza, says he understands the struggle people go through and has made it his mission to help feed them.
We do it on a daily thing for Monday through Sundays dinners for families. So it's an endeavor, and that's 52 weeks a year.
This Thanksgiving, buyer Joshua Ortiz says he is grateful to be able to afford a holiday meal for his family.
It's a time for us to get together and just be grateful for everything, all the blessings that we've been given throughout the years. It's nice to be able to just take time and just share a meal with all the family.
With Thanksgiving being around, everybody's going to be coming to the food bank. So, people come here to save money and be able to afford it for their families. This is Aidan Balderas, Foothill Community News.
All this talk of Thanksgiving reminds me, have you started your shopping this holiday season? Christmas is creeping up on us as stores switch gears for shoppers this fall. Reporter Megan Mojica explains why.
Every year, it feels like Christmas comes earlier and earlier, but it's not all in your head, as the Christmas shopping season typically begins on November 1st. This phenomenon is referred to as Christmas creep, where retailers begin introducing Christmas merchandise before the beginning of the traditional holiday season to maximize sales. In a survey from the National Retail Federation, they say 43% of holiday shoppers begin shopping before November, with 45% stating they do it to avoid crowds.
I'm an early bird because by the last minute it gets crowded. It's, the lines get long at the stores and everything, so I'm an early bird.
A longer shopping period allows shoppers to spread out their spending and avoid the stress of last-minute shopping. But most still wait, with 62% of consumers saying they won't finish their shopping until December.
I'm a procrastinator, so I wait to the last minute, but my husband usually is the one that starts earlier than me, yeah.
November and December are critical months for retailers as it accounts for about 19% of their annual sales. This year, retailers will have an extra advantage as Thanksgiving will be a little earlier than normal.
If you have longer between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you will actually expect there to be a better holiday selling season in general. Other factors can impact that, but that really helps.
The extended shopping period means consumers will spend more money as they shop more days. For retailers, this means they should get their stock out sooner rather than later to keep up with competition. According to NRF, retailers can expect to see a 3 to 4% increase in sales this November and December compared to last year.
The Christmas shopping season is well underway already. Most retailers are already putting out their Christmas product and have a lot of promos going on. So make sure you get your shopping in sooner rather than later. Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Megan Mojica.
When we come back, honoring those who serve
and raising awareness about disabilities. We'll have those stories plus an FCN Extra report on the University of La Verne's new president later on in the show. We'll be right back.
You may have heard that the American Legion helps honor our fallen heroes.
Or that the American Legion helped write the GI Bill, enabling veterans to get a college education.
And yeah, you've heard us tell a good story or two.
But did you know that the American Legion does so much more for our veterans? From advocacy on Capitol Hill to serving others in our communities, the American Legion continues its tradition of strengthening America through service. Learn more about supporting veterans in your community by visiting legion.org.
They are our nation's heroes, the men and women who serve in the military. On Veterans Day, the city of La Verne honored its local veterans in a ceremony filled with pride and surprises. I was on hand for the celebration. Families and city officials came together at the La Verne Veterans Day ceremony to honor veterans and celebrate Master of Ceremonies Sergeant Daniel Hardin from the U.S. Air Force.
Dan has been doing this for, as I said, over 30 years, and he does an amazing job. I enjoyed the levity and the laughter today. It's good to have laughter, even with such a serious situation, but not only that, just to support and to recognize our veterans.
This year's ceremony theme was military humor, but that didn't stop attendees from getting sentimental as well. Sergeant Daniel Hardin, member of Veterans Foreign War Post 1234 Band of Brothers, had a surprise visit from his sons during the ceremony.
To have my whole family here is makes this all this is extra special.
In addition to celebrating Sergeant Hardin's dedication to the annual ceremony, veterans in the crowd were honored by playing their branch's song as they stood in front of the crowd.
I just think that it's wonderful that we do this in order to celebrate our veterans, whether it be active military or veterans that have served, and most importantly, the veterans that gave the ultimate sacrifice of their lives for our country and the freedom we live in.
Congresswoman Grace Napolitano from the 31st District of California was Mayor Hepburn's guest. Napolitano spoke about mental health issues some veterans face when adjusting to the civilian life and encouraged everyone to support them.
Don't ever give up hope. Love them and help them wherever you can. And you know, one of the things that was mentioned today was getting people, the veterans, back into society. It was hard for me.
Since our country's founding, over 28 million Americans have served in the United States military, making celebrations like this essential for our community.
The University of La Verne community came out to learn about something many people suffer from, mental and physical disabilities. Reporter Emmanuel Garibaldi-Stevenson checked out the Disabilities Fair on campus to find out more.
The University of La Verne hosted a Disability Awareness Fair, where there were booths to help educate students around campus about disabilities and help available to them. Booths located on the campus quad provided information for students to learn about diseases like diabetes along with mental and physical disabilities. The event was hosted by the university's accessibility services.
But we also wanted to let people know the lived experiences that people with disabilities do have and the challenges that they face day to day, along with just letting people know that there are resources out here for both physical, mental, and psychological disabilities.
We just want to break down stereotypes and really just bring more awareness that there are various disabilities on campus, and there's also we have places that are accessible for various types of disabilities.
Student Israel Rodriguez sought out information on autism.
Autism was one that stuck out to me. As for my younger brother, I wanted to learn more about it and see the different resources that they have, and then just other stuff in life that could, potentially happen to me and so on. So,
the fair also offered students a chance to release some of their school stress by petting therapy dogs or taking part in some of the games and fun activities. Accessibility Services hosted a disabilities fair today. To spread awareness, 15 to 43% of college students who report their disability don't receive accommodations. Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Emmanuel Garibaldi-Stevenson.
While the university does offer many accommodations to help students, those with physical disabilities still face barriers. Many of the buildings on campus do not have automatic doors that are wheelchair accessible.
When we come back, we'll take you to the red carpet in Upland honoring the Black community's boldest and best.
And we'll let you know what's happening around the town.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
People in Upland hit the red carpet last month for the Black Oscars to honor those who are making a difference in the community. Reporter Camila de la Fuente gives us an inside look.
The Bold, Loud, and Creative Oscars made their debut on the red carpet in Upland to honor and celebrate the contributions of Black movers and shakers in the community.
For me, it gives me fulfillment just to see people happy. There were so many people that came that didn't even know that they were getting an award.
Tiffany Robinson created the event to praise and bring more attention to efforts in the Black community. The award categories included Most Influential, Best Community Outreach, Best Entrepreneur, and Best Black Business. Sabrina Porche's online women's clothing boutique was the second place winner of the Best Black Business Award.
I'm grateful that the people that I grew up with actually see me for what I'm doing. They appreciate it, and they're willing to support me in everything that I do.
Brenda Youngblood won the third place Best Entrepreneur Award for her financial firm to help Black families protect their financial legacy.
No, it's such an asset because we're not recognized all over. And sometimes within the community, we do things we don't speak about. We do things that we're not recognized for. And it's a blessing to be recognized by someone else.
Over 995 people voted for nominees with special awards given after the main ceremony. The night was filled with laughter and live performances as the Black community came together to support one another.
Definitely be back next year, and why is because I want to see everybody that I grew up with and my community be celebrated.
The Bold, Loud, and Creative Oscars celebrated some big winners, but the brightest stars were the Black pride and excellence honored here tonight. Reporting for Foothill Community News, I'm Camila de la Fuente.
Looking for something to do? Well, it's time to deck the halls, and we've got the merriest events going on around the town.
Old Town Laverne will host their holiday stroll and tree lighting on Saturday, December 2nd. The tree lighting will happen at Minero Square on the corner of 3rd and D Street. Take pictures with Santa and enjoy a reading of The Night Before Christmas, all for free. For more information, visit oldtownlaverne.org.
San Dimas' annual holiday extravaganza is also coming up on Saturday, December 2nd. Create crafts with Mrs. Claus at the Walker House, then head over to the Let It Snow parade that starts at 4 p.m. There will be games, jumpers, snow slides, food, and more, all available with the purchase of an activity wristband. Wristbands can be purchased online for $10 before the event or on site for $15, cash only.
The award-winning Bonita High School Choir presents its Yuletide concert on Saturday, December 9th. There will be 2 shows, one at 2 in the afternoon and the other at 7. Enjoy countless holiday favorites at the Bonita Center for the Arts in San Dimas. Tickets are $15 for the public, $10 for students and seniors.
If you feel the impact of food insecurity this holiday season, Charisma Life Church in Pomona will host the Sowing Seeds for Life annual holiday pantry. Cars participating in the drive-thru event will receive one holiday cheer gift bag filled with lots of food, toys, and greetings from Santa on Wednesday, December 13th from 8 to 11 in the morning. For more information, please visit sowingseedsforlife.org.
Coming up, we'll have the latest in sports, plus a look at the new coach who is commanding the court in ULV women's basketball.
And a new leader for the University of Laverne. We'll have our FCN Extra interview with President Pardis Madavi when we come back. Stay with us.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
I was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
When you take your car in for an oil change, a good mechanic will also take care of other routine maintenance to make sure your car runs safely and efficiently. Protecting your health isn't much different. When you get a COVID-19 vaccine, it's important to make sure you're also protected from other serious but preventable diseases. It's easy and convenient to get other routine vaccines at the same time as a COVID-19 vaccine. So make sure you ask a healthcare professional about other vaccines you may need to maintain your health.
We're back with the latest in local sports with reporter Nate Rodriguez.
What you got for us, Nate?
We are crossing over into basketball season, and before the Laverne Leopards start packing the tents, I got an inside look at the new head coach of the women's basketball team. The reigning regular season champion ULV Leopards women's basketball team will try to repeat the same success this year, this time with a new head coach. Anthony Mason returns home to the San Gabriel Valley after a 2-year pit stop at Vassar College in New York, rejoining the Southern California Intercollegiate Athletic Conference for the 2nd time in his coaching career. The former Claremont Mudscripts Athena's assistant won back-to-back titles with CMS in 2014 and 2015.
I think I know what it takes to win a championship and win a tournament championship here, what kind of consistency that brings, and that's the kind of consistency I hope to bring to the squad day in, day out.
At Vassar College, Mason won a Coaching Staff of the Year award for the 2021-2022 campaign and had an overall record of 35-17 over 2 seasons. The Leopards are coming off a 24-win season, losing just 3 games under head coach Jason Pruitt, who resigned in April 2023. The Leos also lost veteran leadership, returning a younger, more inexperienced team this time around. Coach Mason will look to his team's captains to right the ship.
Coming in this year, we have some of these upperclassmen that came in through COVID and were young and maybe don't have those same years that they had, some of the leaders had. So it's been a tough adjustment, but we know we're going to get there.
Mason understands that last year's finish was not lost on this team, and they hold themselves to the same standards.
I think the expectations are high, but not from any outside source. I think this group has a high set of expectations for themselves.
Kiara Brown, one of the team captains and the team's leading scorer from last season, knows the outlook on this year will be different, but that it also goes back to the basics.
Of course, we want to go back to back, but just gotta have fun. Just want to play together, have fun, learn, just get better as a team.
The Leopards lost their first game of the season, but picked up their first win against Southern California Leadership University on November 10th. Keeping up with the Leopards, men's water polo celebrated their senior day, honoring their one senior, Peter Trin, who woke up and chose violence. Trin dominated his way to Conference Athlete of the Week honors, scoring 8 goals in a 23-7 victory against Whittier College, also scoring 4 goals in a win earlier in the week against Cal Lutheran. And Bonita High School boys water polo is bringing home a championship. The Bearcats won the CIF Division IV championship in a 16-5 win against Woodbridge High School. Star players Max DeSasso and Jacob Carlson each scored 7 goals, while goalie Julian Falk made 11 saves. It's the 7th CIF championship for Bonita boys water polo and their first title since 2011. Congratulations to the Bearcats, and we look forward to more winter sports the next time around. Back to you guys.
Thanks for touching base with us, Nate. Well, that'll do it for us.
Hold your horses. I'll be back after the break with my interview with the University of La Verne's new president. She's not only the top boss, she's a self-proclaimed cowgirl.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community make it through, whatever the day may bring. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up now. Let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
The university welcomed its 19th president, Pardis Mahdavi, in early August. She's the university's second woman to hold the job and its first president who is a woman of color. Prior to coming to the university, she was the provost and executive vice president at the University of Montana, held dean positions at the University of Denver, Arizona State University, and at nearby Pomona College. She is an author, a medical anthropologist, human rights activist, and a self-dubbed cowgirl. Her heritage and experience as an Iranian American has impacted much of her work and personal life. It is something she draws on in most of her writing and shared with me. So one of the many hats you wear is you're a writer. You've published 6 books, you have several articles, and a lot of these issues deal with women in the Middle East, sexual revolution in Iran, and the intersection of migration, labor, and human trafficking. So what draws you to these subjects?
You know, I think being an Iranian American woman, I realize that I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors. And I realize, you know, it's interesting, people talk a lot about intergenerational trauma, and I think that that is real. You know, I think about my grandmothers, my great-grandmothers, everything that they have experienced, all the challenges that they have overcome in the Middle East being women, the struggle that women in the Middle East continue to uphold every day, the struggles for justice, for equality, for peace, these inspire me. And so that's why my academic career has been really focused on, you know, women who, you know, have overcome so many obstacles in their lives and continue to push forward.
Your first book, Passionate Uprisings, did land you in jail for 33 days and did result in you being banned of your Iranian citizenship. Do you feel comfortable talking about that, and can you tell me your experience with that?
You know, that book was a very costly book for me. I wrote a book about sexual politics in Iran. And again, it was about giving voice to the voiceless. You know, you had an entire generation of young people in Iran speaking back. While it was costly for me personally, you know, I would love to be able to return to Iran. I would love to take my children to Iran, but that's not in the cards for me. That said, that pales in comparison to what so many, hundreds and hundreds of activists in Iran have faced and continue to face to this day.
Mahdavi's parents fled Iran in the 1980s during a turbulent time when the U.S. and Iran severed relations. They settled in Minnesota, where they were met with discrimination.
I came home from school one day and there was a sign posted in front of my door and it said, "Burn this house, terrorists live here," just because we were Iranian. So my dad packed us up and he moved us to California, where we knew we would be more welcome because Southern California was a much more diverse place. But the one thing my father said to me in that move, he said, "You know, Pardis, people can take everything from you. They could take your belongings, they can take your home, they can even take your country. But the one thing no one can ever take from you is your education."
It was that focus on education that stayed with her all her life. Mahdavi says she learned about the University of Laverne when she was working at Pomona College and liked what it represented.
Understanding and learning more about the University of Laverne, those core values around lifelong learners, around inclusion, around civic engagement, those are exactly what, to me, an institution of higher education should be, which is why when this opportunity came up, I felt so called to be here.
But she stepped into a university that is dealing with a lot of issues: budget cuts, low morale, and a feeling of not having been supported by the outgoing president.
What are your goals as the current University of Laverne president?
I think my first and foremost goal is to continue listening. And I know that I need to do a lot of listening because people have been through a lot here. And what I feel on campus, what's palpable is the energy and the excitement. But there's also some healing that needs to take place. And I think that that's certainly here on this campus and in this university. But I think that's certainly a theme that transcends this campus.
Apart from your professional life, on a personal level, what things are most important to you?
Certainly my family. I have 3 beautiful children who are also my greatest teachers. They teach me about, who I am, and I actually have learned a lot of leadership lessons from my children. So they are incredibly important to me.
A self-dubbed cowgirl, when she isn't working at the university, she's riding her horse to stay grounded.
My horse, his name is Caspian. I love to just be in the presence of horses, and one of the things I like to do, when I need a bit of a break and when I need to unplug, is just spend time either riding my horse or walking in the mountains with him.
I hope you enjoyed our show. Be sure to check us out at foothillcommunitynews.org. We'll see you after the holiday. Have a happy Thanksgiving.